Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I am David Rodriguez, and today I am unboxing Epic 7 Arise. This is the all-in for the Kickstarter. As you can see, it's a ton of stuff. Like, this is actually a pile of things over here, so it's all buried. This is the main box, but we're going to get into all of this. I don't usually put chapters and timestamps in the description for unboxings, but for this one I might, just as we go through various different things. I will show you a couple things right away because it's very easy. I got these two neat bags, has some characters on it. I don't know who the characters are, but nonetheless, I'll get that out of the way now. Now let me move this stuff to the side. I'm going to tackle the big main box first, and then we'll go from there. So I've often in the past talked about when the art is kind of needlessly sexy in a game, and as you can tell, especially this character over here, it definitely has that. You know, I'm not going to go into the whole speech again. You know, be careful who you bring this out with. Make sure that they're on board with that kind of art. Don't offend anybody. It's very common in anime for that kind of art to be there. I mean, by anime standards, this is not actually that extreme by any stretch. But I wanted you to know, because I don't know how often that appears in this game, to be honest with you. It might just be that character. There's a couple other characters maybe, but it's going to be there. It just is what it is. So I want to let you know ahead of time so it didn't shock you. But anyway, this is based on an app, like a game you can play on your phone. I did play it once. I think I only played it briefly because if I remember right, and it's been a while, there was a lot of sort of lengthy cutscenes, which is fine, but not really what I want in a mobile game necessarily. For some reason, if it was a console game, even a portable console game, oddly enough, I'd be totally happy with that. It wouldn't bother me one bit. But on a game on my phone, I kind of don't want to have to like sit through a bunch of stuff like that. Nonetheless, I know it's a pretty popular game. I think a lot of people are playing it. And, you know, it wouldn't shock me if this actually became an anime one day. I guess they were in talks with Netflix to make that happen. At least that's what I heard. But for some reason that fell through. So who knows? Might still come down the pipeline. But for now, if you've played the app a lot, you might be more familiar with these characters than I am. So I apologize if I get their names wrong, or if I'm not going to know them yet. But, you know, I got this because I love anime artwork. I think, you know, even the anime TV shows tend to have like more beautiful, more vibrant, more kinetic artwork and animation than a lot of the animated movies that come out of the US, to be honest. I love it. I love the look, the aesthetic, everything about it. So, you know, when a game comes out that has the anime artwork, I'm instantly going to at least check it out. And this one sounded really intriguing to me. So, without further ado, let me flip this over and let's see what it says on the back. It says, Arise, this is not the end. Epic 7 Arise is a campaign-based action-adventure miniatures game for 1 to 4 players. Take on the role of the heroes, beings created by the goddess of life, in order to protect the world of Orbis from the archdemon and the acolytes. There's already a typo here. It says begins created, but I think it's supposed to be beings, so I fixed it verbally. But anyway, there you go. It says, you'll discover the world of Britannia from 6 different chapters, using your unique combination of skills and artifacts to battle with the enemies and monsters sent by Ilrios or Irios. I'm not sure if that is a double L or IL. The 7th world, the final chance, a quest to put a stop to this endless cycle of destruction now begins. It tells you everything that's in it. It is for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and plays in 60 to 90 minutes. This is brought to us by Japanime Games and Farside Games. So I'm familiar with Japanime Games. I wasn't too familiar with Farside Games, so don't know what else they've put out. But, you know, Japanime has made quite a few anime-themed games, including one of my favorites, the Cowboy Bebop Space Serenade. That is a fantastic deck builder. So let's get into this. I'm going to start cutting this open. Now, if you didn't see the Kickstarter, I can tell you there's going to be a lot of miniatures in this entire production here. So we're going to take a look at some of those. Hopefully give you an idea of what they look like. Hopefully they'll be really nice quality. They look good on the Kickstarter page, but you know, the final quality, we'll find out if it is as good. Things are getting real tight here on my table with just how much stuff there is. Okay, I'll get the cover off of this. Oh, it's coming, it's coming. The nice thing about these big heavy boxes, it's actually easier to get the lids off than some of like the lighter, smaller boxes. Okay, so here we have, I'm guessing, oh no, it's not the rule book, it's just sort of like a cardboard cover thing that goes on the top. Don't know how necessary that is, but there it is. All right, so here is our rulebook for Epic 7 Arise. On the back, looks like we have some reference for the different symbology. Oh boy, this is probably, oh, Kickstarter backers. I'm guessing it might be in there somewhere, but I'm not going to look for it right now. There's quite a few pages of this. I don't know if this one's going to see retail release. I don't know what the plan is for that. I think it is. I think I saw it on pre-order at like Miniature Market. But I don't know if that information is going to be there. I don't know if anyone reads it other than people who backed it and want to look for their name. I kind of doubt many people do. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so we have all the components and whatnot. Gameflow overview starts on page 6. Lots of nice gold, full color pictures. And I'm trying to see how far along the rules go. So let's see. It looks like... Oops, I went too far. No, did I skip a page? No, maybe not. All right, so it goes to page 15, but the actual rules, that as far as how the game goes, not the setup, starts on page 6. So not a big complicated rule set. It doesn't look like. Hopefully this is well written. We'll find out, but I think it'll probably be okay. If Japanime had a hand in it, the rules that I've experienced so far are usually pretty clear. So I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so these, I'm guessing, are the cards for the characters that you can play as. So let's go ahead and get this open if I can. Let's see. So again, I may mispronounce these. I have not heard them spoken, or I haven't heard them spoken in a very long time. So we have Saria, the Sword of Flowers. Crow, Victory and Honor are always mine. I don't know if these are quotes or what, but Mercedes, if that is your will, I will obey. Yuna, don't worry, I can fix it. Destina or Destina, Saint of Light. Dark Corvus, you can't stand against me. Luna, Dragon Twilight, I will shatter you. And Raz, fate is on my side. So, very cool. Awesome. I really like the specific style of this anime art. It's just really well done. There are different styles of the anime, of course, and some I like better than others, although I do tend to like all of it somewhat. Weirdly, I'm gonna upset people, but I can't watch Dragon Ball Z. Sorry. What's weird is that art doesn't bother me in video games like Dragon Quest and Chrono Cross for some reason, but I cannot watch the anime. It just, it bothers me. I'm sorry. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So that's another little wooden cover thing, or not wooden, cardboard cover thing. I'm going to get these out, but I'm not going to open these, I don't think, because this is going to have stuff for each chapter in the campaign, and I don't want to blow anything. It has various encounter tokens, enemy cards, boss cards, that sort of thing. And so there's 8 chapters here. So we'll go through the titles. So there's A New Beginning, The Fearless Girl, The Encroaching Shadow, A White Flower Blowing in Winter, A Dream in the Mist, and Requiem of the Dead. So cool chapter names. Let me put those aside. Okay, I've got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to move the models to the side for a moment, and we're going to get to some of the other bits first, I think. I'm going to have an avalanche here. I know I am. All right, so here are some plastic standees. There are acrylic standees for this game, which I'll show you, and of course miniatures. But I'll show you those as we come to them. That's just those. Not too exciting on their own. We have some meeples, basically, in a few different colors. We have a couple bags of blue crystals and clear crystals. A pink and a green dye. Silica gel packet. Those are good to keep your boards from warping, which you definitely want to in a game that has this many tiles. There's another one of those. Okay, so we've got some tile cards. Okay. And on the back kind of tells you, I think, what kind of card it is. They have Castle and Dungeon there. Okay, let's see. Oof. I get that out very well. All right. Let's take a look at some of the tokens and whatnot in here. So if you have played much of the app, I would love to hear your thoughts on it and what you like, what you don't like. It is apparently pretty popular, so I'd love to know what it is about it that people are into. Like I said, I just didn't give it much of a fair chance. If I had a lot more time on my hands, I probably would have, but I just couldn't. So, all right. So this looks like maybe an enemy board. It says enemy attack and enemy discard, stuff like that. So I don't know what the blue tokens are here. Probably some sort of resource that you can have. There's a Fearless Girl, Success and Failure cards. We've got some, perhaps, I don't know if they're blood drops or what, but they kind of look like it. But let's see, I wonder if that's a specific thing to that character. So I'm not sure what all these are, but I'm sure it makes sense when you, oh, whoa, hold on. I think I looked at not the exciting side here. Okay, yep, I didn't look at the exciting side. Some of the first victims is kind of weird. All right, but then you got, I think these are some of the bad guys. You have the Mighty Soldiers and Mudflux. I'm just guessing that these are the monsters, but they look like them. Look, weird little mouse monsters. Okay. You have Frosted Silva, Steel Rubetta. The Swordsman, that seems kind of redundant. And Blood Ridge Naga. All right, we've got story card, skill point card, artifact card, and a whole bunch more tokens over here. And what are these round ones up here? We have Nilgal, Arbiter Vildred, Banshee Queen, and Cigarette. I'm guessing those are maybe bosses. I'm not sure. I think there's probably models for them too, so I don't know why you'd pick the tokens instead of the models, but I guess that is not. I could be wrong. Maybe that does something else. I could be completely wrong. Let's take a look at more of the tiles for the spaces that your characters can be on. So very cool art. It's kind of subtle, but you can see there are spaces that your characters are supposed to stand on, I believe. Sometimes it's more integrated with art. I kind of like that they integrated with the art though, because it doesn't look like this sudden, just, you know, random like white circle drawn on there, which a lot of games will do something like that, which is fine too. But I sort of like that it's a little more just integrated with the rest of the background that they've created. Pretty cool looking tiles, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so that's that's a lot of stuff right there. I'm not going to put everything in this box, but I got to get some stuff out of my way if I'm going to keep going here. So I'm just going to toss some of this in, and then we're going to look at the models, because I think that's one of the more exciting parts of this kind of game. See those really cool models. All right, let's try and zoom in a little bit. Now, as I mentioned, I did go all in on this. I think there was versions of it that didn't have the models, like you just have the standees, I believe. And some of these, of course, are going to be Kickstarter bonuses. I'm not going to be able to tell you for sure which ones for the most part. But, you know, that's fine. Let's go ahead and take a look here. That is a nasty looking beast. I think these are the bosses, these red ones. I'm not certain, but it kind of looks like they are. Wow. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. That is so neat. It's got some kind of weird, like, I don't know if it's a water serpent or just magic or what, but that is very, very cool. If you start hearing weird noises around me, it's probably the dog getting into a bunch of stuff. We started letting her be upstairs recently, and so, boy, she just gets into everything. These, by the way, I don't know if you can tell because I don't have like something to compare them. I don't know if it's just the bosses, but these are really quite big. Like they're pretty tall minis. So bigger than I was honestly expecting. I kind of figured the human ones would be, or human looking ones would be more the size of your typical human model from D&D or Warhammer or what have you, but quite a bit taller. I would say, she's standing on a rock here, but I would say your average like human miniature from D&D would come up to her waistline. Again, though, this is a boss, I think, so she might just be bigger. That could be it. This is a little wobbly on the base. I think it's, oh yeah, so that isn't actually fully attached right there, but that's fine. I can glue that if I want to, but not necessary. I wonder if the others all come off their bases too. I'm not sure. Okay, so let me get that off to the side. All right, I took a break from talking there to get some of this put away so I could have space and not forget where everything went. But I can tell some of these are going to be a little trickier to put in there. Just remember how they went. Okay, so now that I see some of the hero models, I believe the gray ones, those are actually more typically sized for what you might expect in a human-sized model from any of the games I mentioned before. So it was really just those were bosses. I was pretty shocked at the size of those. All right, let's look at some of these back here. I'm going to move the tray to the side. So I'm not going to know the name of all these bad guys, but you know, I don't know how important that is really anyway. So got these guys that look like they're sort of like a tree people, sort of Groot-like. All right, and these guys, these are adorable little mouse warriors. I love that. Those are super cute. You know, they're bad guys, but whatever. They're still adorable. Okay, this looks like, I don't know, some kind of weird demonic toad or something, I guess. All right, I'm gonna get some of the other just monsters before I get to the heroes. Okay, so we have these guys, look like sort of knights. These are actually bigger than the regular heroes. So I don't know if they're supposed to be, you know, not really giants, but you know, some sort of larger humanoid. This might be the Nagas because they've got that snake body. I'm really impressed with the detail on these. I'm always worried that when I get the final product, it won't actually be as detailed as it looked, but these are really nice. All right, we've got this big kind of like rock beastie, might be a golem or something, I'm not sure, but very cool looking. And this kind of thing, by the way, is super easy to paint. You know, and it's supposed to look like stone or something else that's just natural. It's so much easier to paint that than the heroes are going to be. Okay, so let's look at the heroes. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to know all their names. I know I just kind of looked at their cards, but I don't have them memorized by any stretch. But yeah, no, I think these are still a little bigger. I don't know. I need to put them next to things to compare. So very nice detail though. Trying to feel, I think the plastic is pretty good and stiff, which is nice. I mean, the sword's gonna be a little bendy just because it's thin. So you have to watch out for that, I suppose. But overall, it's not like the soft kind of gummy plastic that you often get with models. All right, here is another character. She was kind of like the super busty one from the cover, but I mean, whether or not you like that, the detail here is really phenomenal. I'm trying to get a better look at the face. It's a little hard because of how my lighting's set up, but it looks really good. I'm always curious because anime faces have a very certain look to them. I always wonder when they turn them into models, like a 3D model, how well it's gonna go. Okay, here's another one. I was collecting another game that was more of a miniature skirmish game for a while called Relic Knights that also was very heavily anime themed. I actually backed the second edition on Kickstarter, and it's like the only Kickstarter that I have not gotten, and I don't think I will. I won't get into that whole story. It's a little annoying, but you know, stuff happens, I guess. But, oh wow. This is kind of neat. She's standing, I'm not sure what she has in between their legs, or like a pot or something. Not sure, but that's really neat. But the thing about that game is the minis were actually very cool, but it seemed like they would sometimes be at a different scale than each other. Like some would be like quite a bit taller or thinner, or just like, it's almost like they got different sculptors and just kind of gave them a general idea of the size, but it didn't quite work across everything. So I'm always impressed when they can get models that are this much kind of dynamic stuff going on, but it's not when you have to glue together. Because, you know, usually it's like if they're going to make the mold, they can only do so much with the positioning and whatnot, but I'm not sure what's going on with her. She, I think, okay, well, I don't know. She's got something going on. Some of the stuff I'm just not going to describe. You can zoom in for yourself if you want. Okay. Wow, that's neat. I like her little, I'm assuming it's kind of like a magical blade thing behind her. You got to watch out for these because this is going to be a little bendy again because it is just like this very flat, thin thing. But, you know, if you can be careful with it, you can't deny that it looks really cool. Okay. It's another one of the heroes here. One thing I'm excited about, and it's not true of every character, but, you know, with anime, you have so many bright colors, and I really kind of enjoy doing the bright colors and having a lot of different characters, so I'm not painting the same thing. You know, I've done a lot of Warhammer, and it's great and very cool, and those models are excellent, but, you know, you have to paint tons and tons of basically the same figure, you know, in different positions, but still more or less the same, and it just gets kind of dull after a while, to be honest. These are really nice models, though. Very much like them. Okay, I think, oh, you know what? I didn't actually look at the cards from the main box. So I'm a little nervous about opening these because I'm always afraid that I'm just going to get them everywhere. Okay, I can't see my name for them. All right. Well, let's go and take a look. And I can just put these in a baggie or something if I have to. Okay, so on the back it tells you what kind of cards they are. We have skills and enemy attacks. So that's what everything is. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to flip through these. I'm not going to read them all because it's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of cards in this deck. But I'm curious if it's all unique art. Because if so, that's extremely impressive. I don't know if these are maybe, you know, just grabs from the app. I don't know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But so far, this looks like all unique art on every card, which I absolutely love that. That's so cool. I mean, there's reasons, you know, if it was exactly the same card every time, there's no reason to have a different type of artwork on every single one, but that's what it is. These, by the way, in case you can't tell, are sort of a smaller card. They're not like a full playing card size. But, you know, hopefully that's not a big issue in the game. We'll see. The small cards are okay depending on what you're doing with them. Okay, now we're getting into some items, it looks like. But yeah, this is... I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, here's some of the enemy stuff. Looks like maybe... You look like an enemy, maybe not. Oh no, these okay. Some number. Okay, so that's not very exciting to look at. So I'll go put these to the side. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so we got this guy open. This isn't where to skill point things. Am I on the wrong side? Maybe no. I don't think so. Okay, so these are not very interesting to look at. They're just sort of skill point things. But you know, like as I mentioned earlier, I really love anime art, but I feel like in a lot of reviews I've heard of games that utilize it, I feel like a lot of reviewers are not too into that. Like they oftentimes will list that as a negative, and you know, it's you know, to each their own, obviously, but to me it is absolutely positive. Okay, I'm gonna get to, actually let's look at the acrylic standees here first. I'm curious about these. I'm more likely to use the models, but that might change over time, actually. You never know. Especially if I actually decide I'm going to try to paint all these. I might decide to use acrylic standees when I'm kind of, you know, midway through painting, because I don't mind when none of the stuff is painted, and I don't mind when all the stuff is painted, of course. But when some of it is and some of it isn't, that kind of sucks. I was a little worried because I saw these little, where is it? Like this little plastic bit, and I thought maybe something broke off something, but I think it's actually the punch out for what the characters go into here. These standees, I think they have, oh yeah, they've got like sticker stuff on them to peel off, so I'm not going to probably do all that right now because that's probably really boring to watch. So I'm just going to show you, if I can, some of the characters. Again, I will not know their names yet. So if it looks a little, if they look a little like they're not super clear, it's just because they have like a plastic protective coating on them that you peel off. I'll have to go through and do that, but I'm not going to do that on film. Okay. Now see, these are funny because again, like these actually seem like they're kind of different scales to each other too. Like that kind of little boy one I just showed you is much taller and just larger than some of the more adult-looking characters, so I don't know what that's about. Okay, but those are cool. I don't know that those are the main characters. It doesn't quite seem like it, but they are something. All right. So there's a couple boxes here that are not marked, and I'm going to go ahead and look at those because I'm very curious. This one especially. There's one that I know has models in it. This, I don't have any idea what's in here. It's got something in it, but it's not labeled in any way. So I'm curious as to what this is. Oh, this is probably... Okay. So this is, oh wait, whoop, there's more in there still. Oh my gosh, there's quite a few things. All right. So these are more characters. I'm guessing these might be stretch goal things. Couldn't promise you that, but I think it might be. So let's look at some of these characters. There's Sarmia. Arbor Vildred, Silverblade Aramintha, Tamarine. Trying to hold these in a good spot. Ludwig. It's probably like Ludwig or something. Ladika, I'm not sure. Cigarette. Okay, very cool. And let's open this thing here. I'm trying to see Epic 7 Arise, the board game. How to use Ravi's enemy cards. Okay. I'm guessing these are Ravi's enemy cards, but we'll find out. Maybe. I probably actually won't know because I don't know who Ravi is, but I'm guessing it's the person in the picture. Okay. Explain some stuff. Okay, there's stuff for different chapter. Oh, chapter. Okay. There's stuff for a lot of different chapters in here, so I don't want to blow that. So I'm going to keep that a secret. I'm not going to go through all those. But more cards for chapters. I'll have to see how exactly they fit in. Okay, we have another thing with some smaller tokens here. Where's the opening on this thing? There it is. Okay, so we have these kind of crystal-looking ones. We have this character here. And here's Ravi. So, all right, very neat. That's good. Okay, let's move on to this white box, also unmarked, but you can see from the side that there are models in there. So let's go ahead and get those out and see what we've got here. I'm guessing these are some of the characters from stretch goals and or expansions. Looks like. So, I'll move this aside so we can look at them better. Here is, I am assuming these red ones are boss characters. So I'm assuming this is one of them. She's got a big axe. Holy smokes. Probably wouldn't want to get hit with that. I don't know, maybe I'm weirdo. Maybe it's fun to get hit with it. I don't think so. Let's see here. All right, she's really cool looking. Nice. Okay. This gal just looks tough as nails. I don't know what her deal is, but she looks like she's stomped people. This one looks more like she's going to a party, but you know what? That's fine. She's probably very capable in the game. All right, she's got these big, you know, anime kind of ringlets on her hair, so that's kind of fun. You don't see that in a lot of, you know, Western themed miniatures, so that's neat. Okay, let me get to the next little thing. Okay, this one I know is a special thing for Kickstarter. Try to get that focus. It is some dude on a really big, epic looking throne. This looks like something out of 40k, except for the character is not quite that, but the throne itself looks like something out of Warhammer 40k to me. That's very cool. And, I don't know what these are. I'm just going to take like a couple of these out, or one of these probably even. I don't quite know what I'm looking at. I think you might put like models in here. I don't know if it signifies something specific or it's just to differentiate the models more. But that's kind of cool. A few different colors there. And then we have a whole bunch of like weird tokens. Like these blue ones kind of are like the cardboard ones. I wonder if these are just like plastic tokens to replace the cardboard ones. That could be. Not certain, but very neat looking stuff regardless. Okay, so we got that one. I'm creating such a mess on this table. All right, let me get into here. I'm guessing that these are acrylic standees. I'm not totally sure, but seems likely to me. Some of these I recognize from the other little baggie we opened, so I don't know why that is. I don't know if they just couldn't fit them all in the box. It seems like that should be pretty easy to do with acrylic standees, but what do I know? Let's take a peek. I could be wrong about what this even is, but I just sort of assume that this is, kind of feels like that's what's in there. We'll find out. Oh yeah, more acrylic standees. Okay, let's just kind of show you how to assemble them, which is not super complicated, but there it is. All right, let's take a little peek at these. It's not gonna have a, oh wait. I didn't think it had a convenient spot to open it, but it does. Oh man, whew, okay. Yeah, so some of these are duplicates. Like we had this one in the other box, and I don't know why they're doubling up on them. If I totally recognize one from the previous set, I'm just gonna skip it, but I might accidentally show you something twice, I'm not sure. This is a big, scary dude. Yeah, I like, here's the gal with like the magic sword things around her, it looks like. On one of my mic drop episodes where we debate not too serious topics, we debated whether or not miniatures or acrylic standees were better. That might have even been my first one, I'm not sure. I want to say that was with Riley Stock from the Board Game Community Show and the Friend and Foe Adventure Co. podcast. I believe that was who I interviewed and did that debate with. And it was a lot of fun. And he was so awesome to come on and be my first guest because I was still kind of figuring out how to even do that. So it was great to have him. He's wonderful. And you should absolutely check out his podcast as soon as you possibly can, because it's great. Now, if you had purchased this game and you were going to paint the miniatures, are you the type who's going to follow the same color scheme that they use, or would you actually use your own? I'd say in general, and it's a specific character, I'll usually use the color scheme that they present to me, just because I want it to match more with what, you know, the rules or the books or the cards, whatever is showing us. But, you know, if it's something like if I'm doing a Warhammer 40k army, I may or may not use the same color schemes that they use for their pictures and whatnot. I'm not going to bust this out, but what this is a dice tower that I can assemble and use, which I probably will do that, although I don't, I always think dice towers are weird. Is this acrylics? I think it's acrylic. Oh, that's so much cooler. I thought it was just cardboard. I think dice towers are a weird thing. Like, it's so strange to me. Like, why don't you just roll the die? I don't get it, but whatever. Maybe I'll really learn to love them from this. Okay, so here we have the Epic 7 Arise Guardian set. So this is going to have so a few more characters in here, standees and whatnot. So let's get into this and see what we have, because I just don't remember anymore. I'm saving the biggest expansion, the 4 Hope expansion, for last, just to kind of end it with a bang here. But I do want to take a look at all this stuff. So okay. A lot more acrylic standees, and this is there to just take space up. Here is this actually like a rules pamphlet, or is it just, yeah, okay. So this has some information about how to use these particular things. I'm not going to get into that right now. All right, let's take a peek at this, and then we'll look at the standees as well. Okay. So we're going to have a lot of different characters here. We have, oh boy, Zeon, maybe? Arcasis. Crumb Cruise. And then we've got these boards that looks like you're going to put cubes in them, probably. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how you use that, but oh, also comes with some blue. Oh, these are the cubes you probably use in this. Some blue and some clear cubes. Okay. I know a lot of people that I'm friends with are kind of more leaning towards the acrylic standees now. Like, they're just, you know, feel kind of done with miniatures, which I do understand. I mean, if nothing else, it just feels like this extra thing you have to do to like paint them to make them look really nice, whereas acrylic standees, you know, can be beautiful right off the bat. So I kind of get it. I do love miniatures though. I can't deny it. If I see a game with miniatures, I am definitely one of those people who will at least look at it. I don't go for all of them. They don't all look great to me. There's definitely been games where I looked at the miniatures and I thought the miniatures looked really good, but the game didn't really excite me, so I didn't end up going for it. But on the flip side of that, there's also been games that I wasn't sure about, but I thought the miniatures were so cool that I kind of decided to get it anyway. So yeah, it probably all evens out, honestly. Okay, so here we have the Acolytes Set. Now this is actually going to have models in it. I don't know if those other creatures had models with the other stuff or not. I just don't recall if I saw those. You'd kind of think it'd be weird to have to use acrylic standees for something when you're otherwise using models in the game. But I just don't recall. There might have totally been those characters or creatures, what have you. Okay. All right, so we've got a bunch of models. We have little tokens. I think maybe you put, I'm not sure, I think maybe you put these underneath them, and it might help help you know where their life is at. I don't know exactly how that works, but I could be wrong with that. So we have Wyvern, Spectre Tenebria, Charon, and another Wyvern. Okay. Let's see what this is. I want to make sure, because these look like some of the chapter cards, and I really don't want to blow that kind of stuff. This has some of like the setup stuff for the, I think these are chapter things. Okay, so I don't want to, they probably have cool art, but I just don't want to blow it for anybody. You know, granted, I would go through so fast, I don't know, you'd have to pause it and start reading things for it to really get blown for you. But still, I think I will err on the side of caution. I don't want people to get mad at me because I showed them something that they didn't want to see yet. So I'll put that aside. Let's look at the really cool models here. All right, so these first guys, there's 3 of these. So I'm assuming these are the Wyverns. Kind of have that look to them. Very spiky, dragony creatures. We have this boss character. And then we have this one as well. Very neat. Okay, cool. We're getting through it. We have only the last expansion, the For Hope expansion. We'll zoom out a little bit. I didn't read the back of everything, but I will read the back of this one. It says, Mercedes, having absorbed all the fragments and transformed herself into the Archdemon. That was badly written. It's time for the heirs to face the final battle and save the 7th world. I hope the rulebook does not have some of these weird grammatical errors, because that can make it really hard. It says, the For Hope expansion grows with the progress of the Epic 7 Arise campaign and includes 3 new chapter boxes with new gameplay settings and introduces new heroes. It also brings the epic finale of Episode 1 and the side story 2 Keys to Freedom. Okay. Let's get in here and take a look. Oh, where's my pizza cutter? All right, I probably buried my pizza cutter in other game stuff, so I'm not going to try to look for it. I'm just going to use X-Acto. All right. But this is it. This is the last thing in this gigantic unboxing. And that's what happens when you go on in one of these games with a lot of miniatures. There is a ton to wade through. Let's see, it almost feels like there's just one card in here. I'm seeing if that's the case or if there's actually 2. No, there's 2, okay. As says, and then his says, I will finish this. And Bologna says, pleased to meet you. So, neat. Here's our chapter boxes here. I'm not gonna open those. And this just is taking up space here to... But yeah, you know, I've already explained, I don't want to blow anything for the chapter. Oh, there's a random black meeple kicking around in there. I don't know why. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the things in here. Okay. All right, let me get these out. It's probably mostly more land tiles, but it looks like there's some other stuff. Like a wall or gate. I'm not sure what this is. Like, there's some castle symbols there. That's a really cool room tile there. Love it. Flip this around. So this is for one of the characters here. I'm not sure which one. The room tile. So some of the stuff is, oh, that's cool. Like a little stairway. That's neat. Excellent. Very cool. All right. Since I'm not going to look at the chapter stuff. Look at that black meeple in there. I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at our final grouping of models. Not too much more. Almost to the end here. This has been so much fun to go through, though, but I'm dreading putting this all back together. But that's okay. It's, you know, it's well worth it. Okay. All right. She's cool. It's a nice, like, neat fan. So much detail in the clothes on these guys. This is amazing. And also intimidating because it makes it harder to paint. But if I take the time on them, they will look very cool. Will I have the time? That is the bigger question. Looks neat. We have, these are going to be some monsters. Oh, this is kind of neat because their arms aren't actually attached to their body. That's kind of fascinating. So there's 3 of those guys. And then finally we have the last boss character we're going to look at. Very magical looking gal. She's got that cool, like, almost halo looking thing behind her, but, you know, tentacle things coming up from the ground. Really awesome stuff. So, okay. My goodness, folks, that was a lot of stuff to get through. If you've hung out with me this entire time, I really appreciate it. But that is Epic 7 Arise, the all-in Kickstarter. God, I want to play this. It's probably going to be a bit because it's a lot to figure out, but very excited about this. Are you excited about it? Having seen the components, or is this a game that you're going to look into? Again, I don't know if the models are going to be available in retail or not. I'm not sure, but you can probably find this secondhand somewhere, or you know, through a place like Game Steward that has the Kickstarter releases. But yeah, I'm curious to know if this is a game that intrigues you, especially now that you've seen the pictures. And, you know, if you play the app and that's what made you want to look into this, I'd love to hear about that too. Because again, I want to know a little bit more about that from people who've maybe gotten further into it than I have. But either way, again, thank you for hanging out with me this whole time. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. Hi everyone, we now have a merch store, so help out the channel and check it out. Yeah, all these games and the equipment, everything we do, and costumes cost a lot of money. So anything you can do to help us out if you love our content would be really appreciated. We have t-shirts in tons of different colors and styles. We have sweatshirts in a few different styles. We have lots of stuff you can drink out of, like coffee mugs, pint glasses. We also have coffee tumblers and water bottles and a few other things. Right. So,
the following announcement has been paid for by AGNO.
Hey y'all, check it out. Brand new shirt. It's not just black, it's black and white. Get one today. You can get it with or without, for everyone on the back. You want something to drink? Is it Thirsty Thursday? That's what that means, right? We got something for your morning. Check that out. We got something for your day. And you know, we got something for your night. Get your drink on with that. Get a little cold outside? Check out this premium hoodie. Damn, that looks good. You want to look good? You need this hoodie. What's that? You want a little color? Don't worry. AGNO has got you covered. You don't like purple and red? Don't worry. There's plenty more. Just check the store. All these clothes, not too big, not too small, just too sweet. Don't forget, All Games New and Old is for everyone.
The preceding announcement was paid for by AGNO.
So yeah, that's how you can get pretty much any Kickstarter at the all-in pledge level for free. So when you saved all that money, make sure you go to our merch store, spend some of that saved money to help us out. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.